Hello and welcome to the Pot Topic Podcast. I am your host, I guess, Tom. To my left, I have Taran.
How's it going?
Beth.
Hello.
And Lord Chief Justice Herbert Bum Frequency of Lewisham-on-Sea.
I'll just jump it in there. That's Hal, by the way. You'll get to know him a little bit better.
He is ever so clever.
I really am.
He likes to think so.
It's my birthday!
It is!
I'm allowed
Happy
to be
birthday!
clever.
We just...
Give me this one opportunity, will
Fine, clever boy.
Yeah, we have just kind of raided your house on your birthday.
I got born.
House party, I may add.
Yeah, like...
Thank you.
I mean, how many hours are we post what we should have started recording at?
What's the
2
time?
hours?
It's
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
several,
Most of
but
them.
we're still on our first drinks, so...
Well, speak for yourself. I'm fucking drinking water.
What a wonderful segue, Beth, for to start proceedings.
Oh, yes.
It is the whiskey of the show. Tonight we will be drinking the Glenlivet 12.
My favourite. I bought
And
it.
at that, I don't know, while I crack this open. First topic.
We'd
Or should we-
No, we need the noise.
We'd like to thank the sound department for providing the newspaper-wrapped ethanol.
Here it comes.
Can I do the cartoon version of the noise first?
Oh, yeah, please pop your
on.
face. Oh,
Look,
yeah.
look, 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 look.
She's been practicing that.
And
Oh, dude. For those who don't know us all personally, Beth is my sister and Hal is my brother-in-law.
And also, I'd like to say, my lover.
I'm just the other.
Lover. Darling,
What a place to know.
This
Call
isn't-
it Pot Topic.
this isn't a podcast, it's an intervention, and I've got some things to tell you. That's,
Here it comes.
your brother's pregnant.
Oh.
And now we may start the show.
I hope that came out. Otherwise, this is us sitting around going, oh.
Oh, it's ethereal nothingness. Wonderful.
Right. So, this podcast is about sitting around with no actual topics to talk about. We have in our
Just like
pot-
our friendship.
I was going to say life. Welcome.
We have in front of us two pots. We have a pot of topics that we have made ourselves, and then we have a pot of topics that our community have sent in to us. And by community, it's probably all of our friends that I just bugged to get some. So,
You just what to do? Sorry.
bummed. I just bummed them all to get some. Oh, by the way, can I just put a big shout out because I know she's going to be listening. All right, Mum. All right.
Oh, Linda.
Oh.
Oh, this got weird really quick.
Yeah.
Cool.
As well it should.
wanna wait until
Welcome
we see
to
the
Hal's
topics.
house.
So,
Cheers all.
first topic.
Chin.
Oh,
Cheers,
chin,
happy
chin,
birthday.
chin, chin. Happy birthday, Hal. And let's hope not many more.
Oh.
If we can all drink loudly so that it reads. We don't want dead air.
Oh.
Oh, it's good whiskey.
R.I.P. anyone
coming
with
in your
earphones.
ears. By the way, we're taking in turns pulling a topic out.
And the winner is...
The topic is breakfast.
Oh, fucking start at the beginning.
Oh, that's a nice
This
idea.
podcast is like breakfast.
So breakfast. What are your opinions on breakfast? Do you have
Savoury.
it? Do you not? Do you wait until like some stupid hour of the day and go, I don't really like it the first thing I wake up because it makes me feel a little ill. I
used to be like that.
I'll have a coffee and I'll just go with that.
It used
Fuck
to make me
those
feel
people.
really ill, but then now it makes me feel ill if I don't have it, and it has to be savoury. I don't understand
Yes.
all this sweetness.
Well, you've come far enough.
So
because
goth.
you used not to. What do I have for breakfast? Regret. Regret flakes. Sitting on a bed of my own disappointment.
Nothing but a cigarette before going and writing poetry.
In a bowl of pain.
Black Vogue cigarette, deep fried torment.
I use my failed ambition as a spoon.
Yeah, so yeah, breakfast. I mean, I might as well fill this one.
Go for it,
I'm the moron that thought that was a good idea to put it in. I like breakfast.
Wow. That would have
Take
been
it
really
around the circle.
masochistic if
Fucking
you...
amazing first topic for our podcast, dude.
Let me just say,
I like
the rest of you
breakfast.
get ahead of me. Nailed it.
Okay, well, for me, breakfast is get up, don't have enough time to have it, get a cup of coffee on the way, and then go to work.
You're
On
a
the way.
broken person.
I am, but on my days off, I fucking do it. I am the king of that shit. I am the king of that shit.
Do you have sort of hearty breakfast and then I just sit down and go, oh, you could do that one.
You've never had breakfast tacos, have you?
Oh.
Motherfucker.
It depends. Like, I've heard of some. For instance, I saw a picture of a breakfast taco that was it was scrambled egg and whatnot in the middle, and the taco shell was in fact a lattice of bacon. Now, that I could get behind. However, the breakfast tacos that were produced and served when the two of us lived together, Tom,
Yes.
are abominations unto all mankind.
Yes.
Were they normally served
Yes,
about
they really
4
are, and
PM,
they're
'cause
fucking
that was when you
beautiful.
woke up.
It's basically a taco shell filled with scrambled egg, sausage, bacon, beans, mushrooms, onions, pretty much anything you think that you could have for breakfast.
How did she manage to make... We're talking about your accent. How did she manage to make the texture completely consistent and orange? With all those ingredients, I don't understand how that happened.
Science!
They are a marvel, like an abomination against nature.
Can I just clarify here? When we're talking about taco shells, do you mean those ones that are already hard and they come in the sort of
Yeah.
shape of a cheeky shoe?
Old El Paso,
Absolutely.
as hard
Right,
as
I have a
nails.
problem with those.
Yeah.
In
they're
the
horrid.
sense that they seem perfect. They seem like, I'm going to succeed with this. It's sort of like it's a sort of pre-held sandwich that someone's.
I will
"I'm
do well
set."
here.
Yeah, I will prosper. But I feel it.
believe.
Well, it's the substance of dreams potentially. You go, oh, this is going to be great, and I'll fill this, and I fill this thing, and then crunch into it, and it loses all cohesion, and I get very frustrated.
Every single time. It's that promise of wonder. It's like it's holding my meal in one easy to go, and then you put your mouth on it, like, you bite it.
No.
Snap. Fuck!
You're missing a trick.
Time.
No, breakfast tacos you do not eat like tacos. You smash them up to fuck in a plate or a bowl, and then you spoon them into your
So
mouth.
it looks like vomit. When you first wake up, you eat vomit-looking substance.
No, it looks like shit. There's like very little processing that needs to be done inside your body.
Well, there is that principle that basically all Mexican food, the beauty of it is it already looks pre-digested, so it's sort of, it does have that. But I just find that with that hard taco shell thing, it's a little like being handed a pint of water that's not in a glass. And you're like, and you just it's like, oh no, it doesn't, or that it's not a pint of water.
It's like a donut with glass poked into it. There's sustenance there. You just got to get through the pain of dealing with it.
They taco shells to me are sort of somewhat reminiscent of a really, really terrible relationship with someone that we was look really, really hot at the beginning. It's like, oh no, I'm absolutely, I'm the hottest thing in the world. Oh, I'm going to taste so good when you get me, into a certain position, and then
That's Hal's chat up line for everyone.
Just
Hello.
lose. It just all goes to crap. They just can't hold it together. It just
They're sex in the outside, but when it comes to the bedroom, they just lie back with their eyes crossed.
Yeah, please me. Yeah, please me. Don't make me get the bag out. Yeah. I'm very passive. You're just asleep.
Okay, fine. Cool. So what are like breakfast abominations then? Surely we've all had a breakfast.
See,
Most-
I moved on from cereal quite some time ago.
Never got into cereal.
My
Never got
single
into
favourite
cereal.
breakfast is actually a bowl of Oatibix flakes with honey roast cashews and blueberries.
Because it
all
makes you
have-
feel like a hippie in your stomach.
Oh, mate, you want to talk about feeling like a fucking at times? Well, every now and then I'll buy myself some hemp milk.
Oh, fuck you.
That is like
Fuck you.
distilled hippie on your breakfast.
Which I have to have with whilst applying my face mask of roast quinoa.
What
Quinoa,
flavour?
please. I'm going to
sorry.
set that rule now. It's pronounced...
I can't do it. I'm too middle class. I can't
saw you do
mispronounce
it.
it. Damn you!
Quinoa.
I have to go and kneel at the altar of Waitrose and
Well-
ask for forgiveness. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. Do you know what? Quinoa or quinoa, that can go in the pot for another day because I think there's a whole debate there by itself. That's my favourite. So, but what about like abominations? You say you just moved off cereal.
Yeah, no, I've moved off cereal and moved on to basically sort of rusty nails and children's.
So metal.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The nails good for iron. Like the children good for vitamin D and sex. Perfect.
and that's it.
Only if they're already dead. Like, let's not get offensive here.
Hang on, make the connection to sex. I want to hear this one.
You told me the clap of edit would work.
Fuck your clap editing. I want to know.
What? Don't you all just hammer nails into your dick when you have sex?
Well, yeah, of course, man.
Because that's what. Yeah.
All right, yeah,
That's
sorry. I
what
did.
I'm going.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I do.
Side steps. But yes, breakfast abominations.
Yeah, no, well, abominations. I mean, I've seen people do. I mean, there's that video of the old deer that's like some grandmother, and she's gone and got like pretzels and put them in a breakfast. Well, she didn't know that they're not cereal, and it got me thinking about the sort of she's put milk on it and everything, and there's like her grandson laughing, it's not cereal. I was like, well, that's the joke. Well done, but it got me thinking. Like, actually, there's a fine line between a lot of like really Americanized breakfast cereal and basically biscuits, sweet,
or a big bag of bloody Haribo sweets.
So I got
Lucky Charms. Them
Yeah,
things
that's
are
what I mean.
fucking awful.
I got to thinking
Just
about
horrid.
what would it be like to you can get
Tasty
little
as
mini
fuck,
custard
but
creams.
fucking bad.
Can you custard creams as cereal?
Ooh.
With strawberry Nesquik.
Oh, let's Britannize up our.
Nesquik.
Let's do this.
Mate, if
so
we would have Britannised it, we would, like it's not strawberry Nesquik. It is lumpy custard to go with the custard creams. That was I mean that's kind of the confectionery equivalent of like a pig in blanket.
I'm so fucking hard right now.
No, custard does not do it for me.
And here's the thing, like one
Lumpy
of the problems I've got with
custard.
this is like putting strawberry Nesquik
Hell
on
yeah.
it. Is I think you've already destroyed the Nesquik by putting milk on it. Just spoon that shit right into your mouth. Man.
Oh.
No! Try. Have you tried it? It is fizzy and it is
No,
wonderful.
I just the taste,
Busy and it's wonderful.
the texture of it would just be so amazing. It would be like the most.
melts. It'd
It'd be like the Disney
so
version
good.
of the cinnamon challenge. This is quite delightful.
Rather than coughing endlessly and then vomiting, just like unicorns and rainbows explode out their ears.
It's a small world after all.
No, that sounds like a good weekend. But I tell you what, though, if, of all things, the Nesquik bunny would get it. I mean, look at those. Look at two perfectly grown fuck handles.
That's twice now. The cap of edit is not going to have worked.
It's twice I've got to edit down the fucking bastard because it's going to clip as like. That thing is going to be a pain in the arse to try and edit out.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's actually pointing at me currently.
It's like Garfield without Garfield.
Yeah, it's just the bleakest thing ever.
Yeah, it's just dark.
When it just goes horribly wrong.
Are we back on show now? Back on show.
We're back on.
All right. Yeah. So. Let's pursue this.
Well, you really want to get to the root of this breakfast problem?
Absolutely. Tell me why. Because like Nesquik is essentially it is. I suppose it falls into the realm of breakfast stuff. So go. Tell me about this breakfast fetish of yours.
Well, but what the Nesquik bunny? Do you mean? Or
Yes.
Right. The Nesquik bunny would absolutely get it because of the fact that it's a cheeky bastard. And
If you have the Nesquik bunny, can I have the caramel bunny?
yeah,
Miriam
but-
Margolyes.
Yeah, it's Miriam
She's hot.
Margolyes. It's Miriam Margolyes.
She's
You have
hot.
to deal with the fact that it's
Yes.
Miriam.
Fine.
Don't mind.
Oh,
when
shit.
guys-
Did you
guys
not-
put
did you
yourself
know-
out,
I did not know
I'm
that.
That's Miriam Margolyes.
Oh,
Stop
wait.
talking over each other, everyone.
Smashed it.
Yeah. Stop having an actual conversation, which is very cool.
We're doing a podcast. We're not actually communicating.
I know.
Okay.
This isn't real life, you know.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, Ed.
So,
Yes.
so the Nesquik bunny is Miriam.
No, not Nesquik. The caramel bunny.
Caramel bunny. Sorry,
The Cadbury's caramel bunny is Miriam Margolyes.
I did not know that.
And
She's awesome.
She basically had created and honed this absolutely fantastic that sort of, well, fuck me voice, essentially, by doing loads and loads of porn line recordings. Because back in the day, do you remember that, like, in the back of, various magazines and newspapers was the 0898 numbers? Do you
Yeah.
remember seeing those ones?
It-
Because it then changed to 0891, but 0898 was the original sort
it
of
was all the
phone
premium rate phone
Yeah,
numbers.
but it was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
And basically, the reason I know is because my mother was a voiceover agent, and she would occasionally get Miriam to come in and do these things. And Julie Peasgood, who is a particularly fantastic voiceover artist and actress, she was known in the business as Julie Boobs because she had the most incredible talent. And
It was a two-hander talent.
the two-hand talent that would undulate at the right frequency. But yeah. there we are. Oh, there we are. Oh, that's got it. Sorry, thank you. But so she was booked for this one recording by one of my mum's agency, and she turned up to this sort of terrible back alley in Deptford, I think it was, or something, and invited into this room and handed the script. And it was just pure filth. It was but the thing is, back in those days, the obscenity laws were significantly more strict, and she was handed this script, which, if you read it the right way, is utterly disgusting.
Yeah.
But then read in literal actuality was completely, if you were to read this point blank, this was like, I want you to come into my room and you're going to turn this doorknob until it works because it's not been working. Of course, a good voiceover was, I want you to come into my room and you're going to turn this doorknob until it works. And it's sort of a ridiculous insinuation.
What's that got to do with my knob?
Yeah, bed knobs and broomsticks. Yeah, get it.
Disney filth.
But Angela Lansbury, in some way,
She'd get it.
She'd get it. Oh, she'd get it.
Miriam Margolyes and Angela Lansbury. That's a sandwich I could get hold of.
In a tag team action.
If that was the case, I'd have to jump in there and I'd try and do it without her realising and see how long it took her to catch me. Do you know what? At this point, I think we got slightly off the breakfast topic, so let's call that one done. You'll want a potluck.
Wait, everyone, we complete our first topic. Give yourself a round of applause.
Oh shit, we're going to edit that all out.
Oh yeah, loads of edits. Or shall I do the one hand clapping thing then? When it's my edit, do I have to do it with one hand? Right,
okay, here we go.
Very nice.
Our very first potluck. This comes from a friend of the show so far. So
The way you said that sounded like it was inverted commas.
Is from Jake. And if you could relive your school years with the brain you have now, what would you have done differently and why?
My English teacher.
I was about to say my French teacher. Damn it.
Keep it British, lad. Come on.
Oh, if you're out there, Miss Marchione, yeah, what's up, girl? How you living?
How are you living?
Have you never heard that before?
No,
Probably because you don't listen to the regular features podcast. By the way, yeah, that's really good. So don't listen to that because then you won't listen to this. All right, awesome.
Okay, no, in all seriousness, I think one thing I would have done differently is actually spent the time to try and get a handle on maths. Not because I like maths. Maths is... It's all made up. It's a wonderful description of the stuff around us. Because I couldn't do maths, I couldn't do physics. And that annoys the fuck out of me.
Oh, I don't... What?
today.
Do you mean as in you couldn't do it because of your own skill level? Or do you mean
they
wouldn't allow you to...
Numbers was something I just couldn't get a handle on at all.
Right.
No, I nearly failed maths. It's awful.
The other things I would have done differently, there are certain actions I would have completed after hours and at certain times so that we weren't in fact found by the janitor. I would have full bragging rights on the stories, yes.
Oh,
Head
no,
of
let's
my
delve into
psychology
that
class.
one.
But yeah,
I think he already did.
do you know one of those moments of ultimate frustration? It was I can't remember. I think there was a school cabaret or it was before band night or something. This was when I was going out with and at some point I sort of suggested to her because we didn't have to do anything for a while. I suggested to her, it's like, should we slip away? Should we slip away?
Oh, that is desirable.
Yeah, all right then. So we went upstairs and
Do you want to go have a bonk?
we went up to the French classrooms, which is where my psychology class was held. It was all no, that's before that because this is French classroom. Ignore the psychology stuff. Went there because it was out of the way and it was dark and we thought, fine, this will be a cinch. Now I put her back on the table and I buried my face.
Having removed her from the table.
I then placed her gently on the table with my fist.
I buried my face for some duration and with all efficaciousness. And then it came around to of course, especially at that age, a job well done. She's a little dazed, but it's like fuck it, here's one for Britain. It's your turn now, boyfriend. So we swap positions, and I'm receiving my side of the facial pleasures when all of a sudden a shadow appears in the hall outside, and the only thing I could think to do is fall off sideways from the table. So it's just like there I am. It's just like yes, myself is in your face, and that's lovely. And I'm enjoying this. Oh fuck! I just fall onto the floor and quickly struggle before before the door gets open. And we get dressed just in time before the janitor walks in. What are you doing? At this point, she had a headache. I had to come find somewhere dark for her.
Excellent.
I was like, right then.
Yeah.
Still right now, I feel a little better. Good on you, love. And away we went. Now, occasions like that, I'd put some more planning into. With the mind
I'd just
have
also
now.
like to say thank you for listening, Mum. I hope you like that story
And-
about you've never heard. And
Oh,
yeah,
there'll
let's
be so many more.
send this directly.
I think if we're talking about sort of reliving school years and redoing various things, is that I would put a considerable onus on screwing about and being a bit ridiculous more and doing extracurricular activities.
That's what
because-
my mentality was about this.
Because because the thing is, I've discovered. I mean, one can never really say with the effect of placebo or anything like that. That I can't categorically say what my life would have been different with various qualifications, and certainly various friends of mine. You know, Alex, who's now a doctor, obviously did fiercely well academically, but I don't even have A-levels. And I believe I've forged myself a sort of, career in which I wouldn't say is mega successful, but more along the lines I've been able to pay the bills since leaving school with having my only qualification is really drama school, but that, it's a creative qualification, which doesn't stand much stead when working in an office and having to pay the bills. So obviously if I'd have gone too far, I would have been expelled from various schools, but I would say honestly that there is too much of a focus and onus on kids now to be like, you've got to get these qualifications, and to be a bit serious about it at the moment. I think the academic qualification has been devalued so far now.
Yeah, because
That-
everyone can
You
get
mean
degrees.
but
and
everyone's going to university,
Yeah.
everyone's getting a degree.
And you get degrees in almost whatever you want. But the thing that bugs me about it is that, I mean, I used to be quite angered by Nick, Pink Floyd, Nick Mason, I don't mean Nick Mason, but from Pink Floyd, that he was violently anti-school, like massively
we
anti-school.
don't need no
Yeah,
education.
Exactly, and he did all that business. And
Yes, you do. That's a double negative.
well, but my old tutor, Mr. Vince, he really had a problem with that, and he was of the age that should have appreciated that tune and everything. But he was like, when there's all my friends at school running around school going like, we don't need no education. You do. Don't stop being a dickhead. And like, yeah, no, I do. But then you look at it in the other angle as going, you're going to remove a kid.
I feel we're getting onto a very slightly different topic in which we're sort of approaching kind of the state of education.
Education,
as
yes,
it is
it's right,
now, which
yeah.
is
Fair
very
enough.
very slightly different from
Fair enough.
what you would
Yeah,
do
this
differently.
this was quite a light-hearted subject. Was it Jake that put this up?
It was Jake.
Nice
Yeah.
one, Jake.
Jake,
Nice to-
massive
Jake, yeah, you
love, big
darked
up
us
to
out.
you.
Look what you've done. You've gone and set Hal off. Cunt.
It's my birthday.
Oh, do I get to do this for the first time?
What's that?
Shit or get off the pot, Hal.
Hey! Now I was proud of that one. I was proud of that one.
But I think it's time for you to get off the pot.
Get off the pot. Right.
Oh, right. My kind of answer to that. Even though I kind of did every single music performance that we could, our school was quite good. And we had loads of music fests and opportunities for us to go around and perform. The same with the drama department. I think I did every single performance that I could do in drama as well. And the same with my drama school that I did at the weekends as well. I think I did every single performance that I possibly could do. If there was any way of me doing more, I don't know when I would have done it or fit it in.
When
but
would you have had the time?
I don't
As a
know,
kid,
but-
you were the busiest fucking kid I've ever known.
going back into school on a Saturday, just being in school all Saturday as well.
Yeah,
But
I would not have
I
done
didn't feel
that.
pushed, as in like I didn't feel like I was running out of time to do everything. So I think I probably would have just gone and found another outside group and
No,
been
fair
with
enough.
them.
Do you not think that would have kind of started annihilating the time you did have put aside for just straight up fun?
I think it would have.
That's important.
I
That's
don't-
important at all times.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, I don't feel like I ever missed out on any parties with Taran and I used to go to school together, and I don't think that I missed out on many parties with you guys, and I don't know, just anything like that. And because we were doing the band stuff at school, we hung out there as well. So that was good social times anyway.
Subtly
fair.
saying that she's had enough of you.
Yeah,
I saw enough of you. I was
got my-
fine.
To be
I put
honest,
my hours in.
Taz, that was fun. That was fun.
to be honest, if it
I think
wasn't
we've seen enough
for
now. Thank you.
if it wasn't for your extracurricular activities, I wouldn't fucking know you.
That's true.
I wouldn't have lived with you, Taran. at all.
I'm not. I don't know. I think part of that comes down to like the relationship of the time, the great school sweetheart romance.
Yes, but again, if Beth hadn't been the extracurricular activity girl that she was, I would not have met my ex-girlfriend. Would not have met you. Would not have even hung out with you guys.
Again, different topic. You met us before you met Donna.
Yeah, but he means through me doing extra stuff.
Okay, fine.
You guys were in a band together. Taran and Beth were very, very briefly in a band together.
Because they ran out of male vocals.
Joe Akers, if you listen to this, I fucking love you, bruv.
Yeah.
Miss that man.
We miss you.
Now that is a voice.
Well, frankly, that's just a bedtime story for another time. I'm actually going to instigate that we stir the pot.
Oh, good idea, sir.
Gumbo.
Gumbo?
I want you to stir my paella.
Jambalaya.
Let's see what we got here. The astonishing lack of Sasquatch / Bigfoot sightings over the past decades.
Astonishing, it was.
Was it indeed? Like, is this actually something?
Are you saying that there's actually news from no news?
Well,
What I'm saying is conspiracy. The government's trying to keep you in the dark, people. That's all I'm saying.
No, but you
Wake
actually
up,
are.
people.
You actually are my big
Are
brother.
you ready to testify?
I mean, do you know what? I'm gonna have to ask whoever put that in just to sort of clarify. This was you. Is there
Thank you,
actually
Hal.
an astonishing lack of new Bigfoot evidence?
There is.
I say evidence.
There is an astonishing. What I'm saying, I'm leading this
Stories.
towards the whole thing. That isn't it. Just it's bizarre that there's been an incredible lack of various sightings. People going, no, I definitely actually did see a ghost there. You go watch Most Haunted, which, by the way, I really enjoyed early parts of that series.
What's the Blue Peter?
Yvette Fielding.
Yvette Fielding. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Do you know what?
Who was it was regarded as Posh Man's Goth Totty by
Goth Totty?
Yeah, wait, it's just nonsense. But
Beth has reclaimed that crown, I believe.
Without even trying.
but there is as I say, an astonishing lack of absolute tangible proof in such things in the supernatural and the kind of like weird. What was that? Fortean Times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everyone's gone, oh well, if it's true, the incredible plethora of availability of recordable materials and
Can I
cameras
pull
and
you
stuff
up
like
on something there?
Go
Like,
go
you
for it.
say sort of like you're talking about like absolute proof of so. Has there not always been an absolute lack of tangible proof for all such things? There has been largely anecdotal evidence.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm here.
No,
From a solipsistic
you?
point of view.
no.
Are you really?
I'm talking within the topic. I'm talking about like
No, not at all.
Sasquatch and Thunderbirds and La Chupacabra. Like there's always been a lack of tangible.
Wait. Thunderbirds. We've got back to like Yvette Fielding again, haven't we?
Have we? How so?
Sticky black plastic, bitch.
No. Thunderbirds are an actual
Yeah,
cryptozoological thing.
Yes, I know.
I see.
He was making a funny, and you've ruined it.
I too have read some Neil Gaiman in my time.
Does it feature
I have
Neil
had-
Gaiman shit?
Yeah, it's American Gods.
Does it now?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember
brilliant.
that. I thought I need to
Everything's in
reread
American
that book.
Gods. It's amazing.
I'm not in American Gods.
Oh,
And
then
it's
you
my-
don't exist.
I
It's
am
my
on
fucking
Shadow.
birthday.
Do you know what? Like,
Shadow.
Shadow, bit.
In answer to the in answer to the topic, maybe it's because people are like the sort of people who'd be kind of super uber focused on going out and getting footage of Sasquatch, have now been radicalized by such things as the Tea Party, and they've just got other things to fill
No, you
their
see,
time
but
with.
no,
It's like-
I'm going down the angle of the world has got smaller because of surveillance and everything like that, and Google Earth and everything like that, and now you can zoom in without having to be there in somewhere. So the idea that out in the wilderness there's some forest that sort of nobody's charted is like, no, come on, no, not at all. And the whole thing of like catching something on camera is that this is absolute tangible proof that this exists and blah blah blah. What I'm noticing is that on one side, there are less nutters going, oh, I totally did see UFOs and they probed my bum and stuff like that. And the other side is what it's doing is that those nice little anecdotes that raconteurs will live off and dine off and have these wonderful stories that a friend of mine did indeed see a 5-legged tiger that could fly. Like, really, Reginald? Can you tell me more about it? Indeed I can. Pass the rum. It's one of these sort of situations.
If you buy me a drink,
I've
buy me a drink.
got to call bullshit on your reasoning there. Like, I mean, first off, your angle being that there's more surveillance in general, I think is I think that's probably a little slack, because how often do you find like spy satellites in Google Earth focusing overly on covered woodland?
Right.
That's a bit of a nonsense.
today I was
suggest
driven
there's probably
past-
another reason for it.
Today driving, so I
was
drove
too.
all the way from Surrey, Godstone, all the way to
Kentish
Town, London, and I was passed by not one, not two, but 3 CCTV cars
Big Brother.
with cameras on the top of them.
Shit, really? I didn't notice the
Really?
thing. I was in
And
the
I'm-
passenger seat.
and I'm-
I didn't see a damn thing.
I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because this is what I was going to bring up. Is that in certain countries like Russia and China, weirdly, it seems to be something that is happening in certain areas of the Eastern Bloc, where actually much more than here, that it's sort of accepted as a standard practice to have the dash cam, I think it's called now.
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
And
for insurance
that is now
purposes,
actually
yeah.
required for insurance purposes.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, what that's doing is that's documenting mundane, standard road existence and life and everything like that.
It's got some great vloggers out of it. They're so funny.
There's some-
Fantastic
What was all
stuff.
that like? Meteorites and crashing into the.
But you know what I find particularly sad about it, though, is that what it is doing, I don't wish to sort of push towards regressive naivete or anything like that, but what it is doing is it's meaning that people can't tell fabulous tall tales anymore.
Like folklore.
I don't think that's applicable. I straight up don't
Really?
think that's applicable. Well, because like,
And you're saying this in your capacity as a writer as well, which is...
the examples you've used now is like satellite photography and dash cams. Now, no one, very few people tell stories of, I was just driving by one day and oh fuck me, there was the Sasquash, you know, and nor do you get like satellites focusing overly on forest. I would suggest there's probably another reason to suggest that people aren't going out and being mental in the forests.
Oh, no,
What are-
sorry. Sorry, go.
All I was going to say is there's always a reason for people going out and being mental in the forest, because people are fucking mental.
And dogging.
It just
dogging,
seems
yeah.
With
it's
Richard and Judy.
With Richard and Judy.
Everyone's favourite TV programme.
And after the break, Alan Titchmarsh in group action.
So that I'm calling the topic there. We need another topic
Yeah,
because
fair
that's a
enough.
good note to end.
All right. Should we have another?
Let's delve into the pot. Put your fist in the pot.
That was the one.
Potluck, one from our community.
My wife now is going to put her fist in the pot and will retrieve
community.
something of substance.
I don't want that one. It was too big.
Oh, yeah. Not the first time you've said that. Hi, mother-in-law.
Would anyone like to hear what the topic was that I pulled out?
Yes, please
Go
do.
on, yeah.
So, Diola, he sent in something I don't understand, so hopefully you will be able to educate me, you lovely, lovely men. He'd said, Microlights, they're pretty cool.
Oh, I saw this
Right, so-
topic.
So Microlights are basically they kind of look like hang gliders with engines. Like you got hang gliders, right?
Yeah,
The ones that they fit a whole person
what
in, right?
microlight aircraft are.
Yeah, apart from me that said they didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. So
Some people don't, but...
so you know what a hang glider is.
Yeah.
I would say, so imagine that, but you've got kind of a cradle in which there are, at the bottom, there are some wheels, and then you've got an engine and a fan at the back. So it's like an uber-light aircraft in which you can just go pootling around wherever for as long as your fuel
I think
lasts.
pootling is a
it's-
fine description. That's exactly what...
Exactly.
It's sort of aeronautical pootling. And I think it kind of is that aviation...
It's the Vesper of the sky.
But it is though. It's aviation having had a few tokes on something decent and being like, you know what? Oh, fuck
You're right, Mum.
yeah, exactly. I was just thinking about that. My mum is your mum.
Just my mum first, yeah.
I love the
Not
fact
on
that
my books.
Akakaka got into the first podcast.
It's the first mention of Akikoga Man together. Go on, Jason. Right, yeah.
Cockle, we
yeah.
love you too.
The one that fascinates me. What are those? Are they simply called gliders? Where you have these amazing aircraft with the massively long wings that are
Yeah.
towed up?
You just
Yes,
hook them onto
yes.
something. and
No
just-
engine.
Now
The
that
winch just-
that fascinates me because I'd love to do it. Because apparently that everyone that's ever done it, and even pilots, registered pilots, who have gone in there, and these are people who are qualified in aviation and everything else, who have gone onto these amazing gliders. I think that they were so perturbed by it because they couldn't work out for a long while what was wrong. Is that there's no engine sound, and that they as pilots, rely on like you would in I don't drive, but you apparently.
Oh no,
you
no,
can
I
feel
totally
when
get that.
Yeah,
yeah.
But you have no engine, so when you're driving a car, apparently you can feel when you need to change a gear because the revs get up, the rev count gets up.
Or if you're giving it too much gas and you need to lay off if you're pulling away and all that kind of
imagine
stuff.
Imagine that but times 1,000 whatever, but in a
times
in
your
a boat.
life is on the line.
Times a million billion. Yeah, but but nevertheless, apparently they're up there in these glider things, and they say the weirdest thing about it is that they
I have driven a broken down car down a hill with no fucking engine running.
Freewheel.
It is really weird.
So, sorry, if I can put the stops on this. So in summation, like, Microlights are pretty cool.
All three of you agree. I'm just sitting here a little bit bewildered. Thanks, Diola.
But gliders are the shit.
Yes,
is that
exactly
what
that.
to take from this situation?
There's a hierarchy.
Do you know what? That sounds like topic done to me.
Yes.
Sorry, D.
Oh, can
Fuck you, D.
Can I just add on to it? The one thing I would do, given the fact that it's one of those microlight things, is that given that it's slightly non-futuristic, is that I would carry with me in my first ever microlight voyage water balloons.
And just drop
it doesn't
them.
kill anyone. It just be like
really annoys me.
You'd hear it coming. There's like 50cc edging going over the hill. Exactly, the dam was, and you have the crosshairs, and you're like, drop.
That raises an interesting question. At what height do water balloons become lethal?
Terminal velocity of a water balloon. Does it become actually because there's a whole frozen piss spear thing that you heard about that?
Oh, no, that's bullshit.
Death by frozen piss spear.
Because why would it form a spear? It wouldn't form a spear. It wouldn't do that.
No.
Because it's a very non-violent way of acting.
Everyone.
It doesn't want to kill you, it's just piss.
It is just piss.
Oh, I want that girl on my defence in the murder case of someone being killed by the piss spear. It didn't want to. It's just urea.
It was just happy not to be flushed away.
And may I also add, whoa, Microlight.
Cool.
Wait a minute. The Israelites.
Yeah, but they did Vitalight, didn't they? In the
No,
advert?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that old advert?
Yes,
Where he had the boards. Oh, my ears are alight.
My ears are alight.
Yeah.
What was that for? It was like
It's like
cassette
Duracell.
tapes.
Like, yeah,
it was cassette tapes.
Tascam or something.
Do you know
Yes.
what, Beth?
Yes.
I'm putting a new topic.
Thank you, someone who's
Go for
old
it.
enough to
Pull
remember
that
cassette
topic,
tapes. Like
Tasman.
I
It's
am.
my birthday. You have triangulated to the very point at which I have become 35, and I have now remembered things.
Bitch, you is old.
Bitch, you ancient. You know, some pharaoh shit going on there.
Mummy resurrected. That's all I'm saying.
Topic.
I come dust.
New topic, everyone.
Interesting. Past projects, successes and failures.
It may be one of mine.
It might be a bit of a long discussion.
Yeah.
Could be a huge
just to
huge
fucking
discussion.
Who wants to lead off on this?
I've not really had any successes yet.
No, completely get you.
Mate,
dude.
that's not fair.
It's true. I've not really. This is.
But if they were invigorating to you and they made you happy,
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. So in terms of successes professionally, like I work in performance flying, which is the theatrical art or the movie art of making people fly. Yeah. That's kind of one of the things I do in the theatre industry. And one of the great successes I had this year was I was part of a team that went to the MTV EMA Awards. The two people that we flew were Nicki Minaj and what's her name, Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
Now,
dropping names like a boss.
I didn't have anything to do.
as long as you're not dropping them.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Dropping stars like a boss.
I didn't have anything to do with the Minaj flight. However, I was
Allegedly.
I was one of the flight directors for the Ariana Grande flight, and that proved to be a massive success because it's all she's doing is kind of floating in this half orb across the stage, and that image
semi-orb.
got everywhere. That image was in multiple
Arthur
newspapers.
Orb.
It was front page for a lot of stuff. And do you know, I don't know if I told you guys, but like that, what the work we did there got mentioned in a industry specific rigging magazine.
Wicked.
And I got name mentioned. Now that's
I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
Rigging magazine.
Industry-based rigging magazine.
Well, so
Was it
rigging
Rubber
magazine.
Monthly, whatever that was the one that
PVC monthly.
PVC Weekly?
It's something like Total
Time Me Up Monthly.
It's something like Total Monthly, based off one of the
Good,
big.
good. No, I'm glad that exists. I think that's great. I mean,
But that exists for kind of every
no,
speciality.
but good.
God,
Absolutely,
yeah.
spot on.
So that's one of my successes, and that's kind of a success I'm glad to have. It's not, however, one of the successes I'm aiming for, which is to succeed as a writer. And so far,
Absolutely.
because I've had I'm not very good at self promotion. I've not really put myself out there
To tender.
thus far. However, interestingly, I'm working on a project that
Available weekdays from 9 to
my
5.
success and failure are kind of 50-50 at this point, because I'm just not sure of my capability to get into the mindset to write it.
Which
No,
one's
that's
this?
your
Tim?
own. That's your own.
no, Tim.
Stepping
We'll
out.
talk about
Walking
Tim.
out.
We'll talk. No, not that. This is the thing. I've been brought in by a mate of mine who's a game designer. He wants me to do the writing for it.
Ooh.
I'm not overly convinced of my ability to nail it, but I'm going to give it the good old college try.
That's your hang up that I have been all too familiar with for many a year. That you have the creative drive, but suffer from, as do we all, in as many creative people, which I think in a room full of creative people absolutely have that, is that the capacity.
What
for
you saying? I
self-measure.
ain't creative.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't fucking label me.
Well,
All those years of all the musician grades and everything like that, it's just wiped off the planet.
I don't.
He played the tune.
Repetition. Yeah.
I don't.
Tuba, fucking shit.
Umpa. But the thing is that I don't want to be, say, that awful kind of person who's like, oh, you know, I mean, like, you know, define what's good, you know. But I do want to just ask, it's like, well, you define success as that, like, if for you personally that you perceived that apparently success is like equated to, oh, we got, you know, there was a mention here, or it became sort of viral, or whatever. That for me, what Beth mentioned earlier, which I think is actually dead on the money, really, is actually a really salient point, is that, to be honest with you, what you took from that, any of the creative experiences that you've been through, as you, Taz, that I know, that in being in a band and everything like that, and that you took massive enjoyment from that for me is one of those things you'd be like, well, that is a success.
Okay. So specifically with the writing, how I would measure success is not being, it's not making a living from it. It's not selling millions. It's being in a position where, I mean, I write these stories foremost, like, I write these stories because I want to read these stories,
Exactly.
and I think the most success. No, but that's not a success. That's a realization of something.
Yeah, no, but then someone else can read it, and you can have
Let him
like a...
finish his point.
Dear
Let him
Lord,
finish his
Hal,
point.
will you be quiet for just 1 second, sir?
Let him
It's
finish
my
his point.
birthday.
Fuck you and your birthday. No, I don't measure success by realizing something that I tend to find is innately available within me. It's what I would measure as success is being in a position where I find people want to read read the stories I produce, and that's
Makes
not
sense.
happened yet. So thus far, that side is a failure. However, I have had professional successes.
I'm sorry, I'm going to call that to question.
I told you. I've realised I've just not succeeded in the way I intend to succeed.
Taran-
somebody else, please. We've been talking about me for a long time now.
Well, basically, let's just sum
Relevant
it up.
topic.
So, Taran is a writer, and he's yet to get his voice heard by the masses. And that's an absolute shame, because I've read some of your shit, dude, and it's fucking awesome.
Thank you very much.
As have I.
But
have I.
what's fantastic is the ability and the wherewithal to keep on going, no matter if something you've written in the past hasn't quite worked or hasn't been heard. You're still going to keep on writing, and that's really good.
There's no ability there. I don't sort of carry on writing and just carry on punching through.
No, but you just it's something within you.
Like, that's just where I have the most enjoyment in my life.
Yeah.
Completely
Just sitting
get
behind
that.
a word processor and just go, how about this? That's pretty good.
But you
Awesome.
understand that obviously that, like, you know, a crucial part of the creative process is catharsis anyway, and that in my
Oh
opinion,
God, yeah, it's completely masturbatory.
yeah, well, that's no, honestly, the complete truth. It is,
It is.
and the
It
fact
is.
that
And that's not being vulgar.
But the
It's-
very abstract, no, absolutely, and the abstract sort of principle of this whole sort of weird success, be it fiscal, commercial, or whatever you wish to call it, is that it's essentially speaking, what I personally boil it down to is you're saying if success is measured by a bunch of people who seem to, for some odd, weird reason, appreciate your catharsis,
Yeah.
which is essentially you stewing in a pot but allowing people to see it. I've read your materials, and for me personally, there's a large part of what I do now that I'm 35 today, but you know, I have to measure these particular things with what I feel happy about is that I've been given a forum to express myself,
Definitely.
and I have done so to my satisfaction in certain subjects.
But then again, I do want to bring up that the reason that I know Hal, and therefore, well, actually, the reason I know Hal is because of Tom. But the reason that Tom knew Hal is because of a band that he was in. And when...
Should we just explain this story very briefly?
Yes.
So, I was queued up for a Korn Static X gig somewhere. in
Gnarly.
London. It was the most the most new metal. Wow.
I'm taking the piss out of you, and I even married the result.
So,
Speaking as a result,
Result!
Mr. Result.
Sorry, go on.
basically, I was in a queue for the most new metal gig ever and got handed a demo CD, which turns out to be from your ex-bandmate.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he was a guitarist
Convoluted.
and in this band and
Static
wasn't.
give you?
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Stack gave it to
I
me.
thought it was Emmy. I thought... Oh, right.
No, Emmy was with him, but
okay.
yeah, no, it was those two. And
Was it that black one?
yes, the one with the photo with you in some alley.
Well, that sounds...
Classy fucking bad,
with Richard and Judy.
ladies and gentlemen. And I took it home and I started listening to it, and I was just like, when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, this is a bit industrial, this is a bit nasty. Okay, it's a bit beyond what I usually listen to. It was like 2 weeks before I was like, oh, right, yeah, okay.
No, but the thing is...
Cybergoth. Yes, let's
No,
do this.
I distinctly remember you coming home from that gig, and I was sitting up on the computer. Tom and I used to share a room, and he ran into our room, and he went, "You have to listen to this."
Yeah, do you know what it was? It was the track that was a Bjork cover, Army of Me.
Army of Me, yeah.
Army of Me, done by Interlock, at that time was like the biggest track in my life. And I made Beth listen to it. What? How long before you guys actually met?
I don't know what the year that was. You could probably find out what year
It's
that
probably
was.
1 or 2 years before
Army
you
of Me,
even
that was
fucking met.
2004-5.
Yeah, but would the CD have come out?
No,
It was probably 2005 then.
No, 2005 with Crisis Reinvention.
So
but
basi-
2004. Yeah.
Basically, I had this demo CD. Hal was part of this band. I made Beth listen to it. Later on the internet, Beth got in contact with Hal. They ended up hooking up, and now they're married. And it's fucking crazy because I'm brother-in-law to one of the formative bands of my teenage years, which is fucking bizarre.
And I know that sounds really
Really
egotistical
fucking
to bring that kind
Anyway,
of story up,
You want
but
to talk
that
about
was
successes?
the past projects and stuff like that.
Anyway,
Yeah, very true.
I've
very
just
true.
realised we've gone all around the circle, but not actually touched me, and it was my subject.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We haven't touched you. Was that part of the deal?
So, welcome to my failed internet excursions, everyone.
Biffin's Bridge!
Biffinsbridge.net. You can still send emails to biffinsbridge.net and get me. I paid,
/end rant.
I paid £40 a year for the last, 8 years to get spam. I have literally
You
paid
masochist.
£40 a year to keep the email address headgreebo@biffinsbridge.net.
Good. I'm glad you did because to be
So
honest
am I,
with you-
because Biffinsbridge means the gooch, which is the gap between your
failures
balls
should
and your
absolutely
arsehole.
cost something.
And basically, Biffinsbridge was this forum where we all used to go and share links before Facebook and MySpace and all that bullshit. And then I started Drunk Gamers.
Drunkgame.in.
Drunk Gaming. And it was drunk game gum
.in.
.in.
Which is fucking clever.
And I just realised I didn't cancel the renewal, and I've actually had to pay for that this year as well. Shit.
Wah, wah, wah.
Never mind, that's another 40 quid out of my
I
pocket.
just don't like the classification of. Forgive, I don't want to decry that it's a fine subject, but I just don't like the classification that something was a past project is a failure.
Yeah.
By
I don't think it's a learning curve, obviously.
by what measure?
Now there's a rich vein. Let's do this very quickly before we hit another topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like past projects, yes, there are things I can consider failure in my life, as there are. I'm sure there are with everyone things that we can consider as failures with, respective lives.
Only to you.
God, yes.
However, they're not really a failure because like all these things build to something
Quite.
better.
I'm
And-
sorry,
and-
no. Drinking champagne inappropriately.com did not lead to anything apart from 6 pictures online of me, Andy, and Diola.
And an
really fucking
hilarious
drunk.
joke
but they're
between
bloody,
everyone.
They're bloody good pictures,
And the
I thought
videos
that they
and
were.
stuff.
They were.
Let me
excellent.
explain the premise very quickly. So it was basically me and our friend Andy. We hate champagne. Tastes like piss. Tastes like bubbly piss.
Do you guys actually hate champagne?
We
Do you
fucking hate champagne.
I didn't know
Honestly,
that.
actually hate
I was-
champagne.
We
all this time,
genuinely-
I was part of this joke and I never knew this.
I didn't know that. I must. You and me together because I didn't know that.
We genuinely hate champagne.
God.
So they
I
drink
just-
it for our enjoyment.
Prosecco's quite nice. It's sweet. It's
Sorry,
lovely.
you prefer prosecco over champagne?
This is the most middle class argument I've ever heard.
My quinoa gland is flexing. How dare you?
Oh, do you know what? Who was
My
it? Was it
quinoa
Christopher
gland.
Hitchens? Oh, it may not be Christopher Hitchens.
My
There-
quim.
There is a quote in which there is a quote in which somebody says the 4 most overrated things in all mankind are lobster, champagne, anal sex, and picnics.
You are
I can
fucking...
completely agree
Combine all
with
4
all
and you've got
4.
a party.
My sister, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife.
Right, new topic.
New topic.
New topic.
I need a
everyone.
wee.
So, let's come up with the topic then. What we got?
Can we get the sound of the pot? Can we just get this? Hey, that's the sound of the pot.
Also, I've got to say that was the smoothest segue I've ever heard.
That's pretty good.
Fucking bullshit.
Tom did not fix it in post.
Tom did not fix this bitch in post because Tom can't be asked. Tom probably kept in the last 20 minutes where Beth went for a fucking waz. Okay,
Tom's
so
being weird and speaking in third person.
One has to rub
Tom
one
is
off.
a sexy bitch and you all fucking know it. Right, so, topic. Prediction for... What does that even say? I can't even read it.
Sorry,
The end of the world. Prediction
Yeah.
for the end of the world.
Okay, cool. I mean,
Do you mean the end of the world, or do you mean post-apocalyptic stuff, or is it the end of the world?
No,
Is that-
I'm talking kind of the end of human existence. And this is kind of a speculative topic I put in just because I put in a couple of others, and this one I thought would just be interesting. Now, personally, and in all seriousness, I think humans probably have a time limit on them, especially while they live on Earth.
We've all played Tokyo Jungle.
I think the way that's going to work out is at some point a bacteria or virus is just going to get... There's a part of me, especially considering my proclivities, there's a part of me that just wants to say, fucking zombies, mate. It's going to be zombies all the way. It's going to be zombies all the way down, and then we're just going to eat ourselves because that's a wonderful metaphor for what humanity does. But I think in all actuality, there's probably going to be some bacteria or virus that just we can't handle quickly enough, and will just take us down.
See, as much as I love post-apocalyptic stories,
Poke-a-lot of Pocahontas.
They've got to die from them all.
Hungry apocalypse.
I actually love post-apocalyptic stories. Like I Am Legend is one of my favourite books.
It's the new horror story, basically. It's
the whole zombie thing of people are the enemy, they are eating you thing is amazing. There's no way that humanity is ending in a massive bang.
That is supremely...
It's going to fizzle out.
No, I don't. No, I'm not suggesting a bang. I'm suggesting that what I'm suggesting is it's going to happen. That the bang will be an emergence of something that will wipe us out, and it won't happen instantly, but it will happen inexorably. And to say that that's probably not going to happen, despite because of our intention, I think that's kind of, it's a little naive, and it's flying entirely in the face of historical precedents.
Do you mind if I call you up on just like sorry, I mean you're probably right, but it's just that like I believe, am I right in saying that we're currently at 7.2 billion? That's...
Are we over 7 billion?
It's around there, isn't it?
I think it's the last I knew of it when looking it up, that I think we're around 7. Yeah, which now
fucking like rabbits.
If you go about historical precedents from a pathological point of view, if you're talking about sort of like pathogens in particular, which is the important factor you're suggesting, the natural order of things is obviously deeply skewed, and we are actually now a culture and society that is working towards genuinely combating cancer. Cancer is what's actually supposed to end humans. It's like, otherwise you'd kind of sort of live forever.
The no-go.
It's cancer, right. I've always seen as the result of us living longer.
That's precisely my point. So now the thing is that
although it happens to people that are young,
but the largest
but I mean in
the thing we can't
numbers
stop.
But
of
other
humanity, it affects people that have been around for a little while.
Of course it does, because it's either going to be cardio, or as in cardiovascular, that it will be something that basically that the heart stop, because that's a muscle that's been going for the entirety of 102 years or whatever that the oldest people live for. However, something has to kill us, because otherwise you have an overpopulated world,
as we do,
which we do
currently. Now the thing is that if we combat cancer, which I have to admit that I think that film is I Am Legend that dealt with beauty.
I'm not talking about the fucking film.
Oh, okay, fine.
I am not talking about. Okay. I am talking about.
I've
the comic
heard it's
book.
very different.
Okay, right, but however, you have all this stuff. I honestly do think, in respect to what you're saying, I think the end of the world sort of thing, it will be explosive, because a pathogen or a antigen or anything like that is introduced.
There'll always be some sort of... there'll always be those who have somehow a tolerance to it.
Right, what's the last precedence that's basically that killed off a huge man?
The chances of anything coming from us...
external prospect. But how... But you have to consider that the last time we had such a...
Don't stifle her, Tom!
Is that other than AIDS, the last... genuinely catastrophic, like genealogical difference, as in it was bubonic plague, which had such a slow process in so far as sort of spread is concerned.
All right, I mean, yes,
it decimated Europe.
So do you mean
but it took a
long time?
That's a very good point. I, however, can't rule out the fact that in maybe a few hundred, maybe 1,000 years or so, there will be some. I mean, especially considering
that's a wide scope, dude.
Well, yes, but you have to deal with wild scope with doing this.
No, but you're saying a few hundred to 1,000 years. Sorry, but that's you're talking.
No, there's a reason I use that as a timescale, is because.
Go on, defend yourself, man.
Okay. So,
it will be explosive. It's war-based. It will be war-based.
Don't talk over each other.
Sorry.
It's something that's sort of ultimately representative of it is the way we're using kind of antibiotics, and these antibiotics are creating super diseases.
Yes.
This is a fact. Now, we're always probably going to be able to find a way around most of these. I've just got a feeling at some point there's just going to be something is going to rock up. And it will be called something like splody head disease. Because, you wake up...
Splody head disease.
What have you got? Guess.
Like you wake up one morning, it's like, oh, darling, I really don't.
Bad headache.
I don't think I go into work. Oh, have an aspirin. Oh, and do you know what? The way this particular virus works is that when you throw some aspirin at it, and then your head's gone. Now, that's hyperbole for the sake of argument, but
It's gonna happen.
I've got a feeling that if we're going to go out anyway, it will be that.
Well, you heard it here first, guys.
I reckon
You are in for it, guys. You are in for
that's
splody
it.
head
That's
disease.
done. Splody head disease.
You
is
are
gonna be done.
going to
This is a
die
service
with your
announcement.
head being
However-
shoved
Oh,
through.
fine.
Can you imagine?
How do you guys?
Can you imagine that at the
I
end time?
honestly don't think there'll be an end to us. Like, I
What?
genuinely believe
Oh, come on.
that we will
The
evolve
black-eyed
to the
peas
point where...
exists.
No,
We are not. He called it.
we're going to
He
go out
called
with
it.
a boom boom pow.
No, it will with the ultimate brain
This is the
death
way
of
the world
everyone.
ends.
Basically,
This is
you
the way
have an
the world
entire
ends.
world where we're
This
just
is
waiting.
Ladies and-
the world ends. Not
come
with
on.
a bang, but with a boom boom pow.
My humps, my yeah. Basically,
Right,
it will
no,
happen.
we can't top that new topic.
Right,
Sorry,
is this the,
no.
is this the last one?
I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on it. Like you are a naysayer because obviously that's comfortable for you. So let's move.
And
on.
your mic is looking droopy.
Let-
I'm
let's
a very
move on to, like,
scientifically
Hal and
minded person. I'm no way religious in any way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scientist in the room.
Ladies and gentlemen, the person who understands reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my fucking birthday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who says it won't happen while thusly ignoring all historical precedent ever.
Humanity has not been wiped out thus far.
Huge manatee.
Humanity's not been around for long, mate.
Exactly.
The dinosaurs were around
And how long?
millions of years.
And
son.
how long will our species last?
Tuesday.
Exactly. We are
Case
not
and
going
point.
to last long enough as a species. Humans are like, we are not going to be around.
But hang on
to
a
deal
sec.
with that shit.
You just said the word evolution as well. You said we are going to evolve, and I didn't listen to anything else you were going to say because why would I? But you said evolve, and we are not evolving. We are evolving technology.
Exactly.
Evolving technology around us. So we're not going to evolve at all. We're making things easier for ourselves to
Okay,
deal with.
this is getting way too heavy. We are all going to be dead by this point.
No. Before we move on to the final quick fire.
Do I
round.
believe there's going to be zombies? No.
No,
Do I
me
believe
neither,
we're gonna
me
be
neither.
wiped out by a virus?
But the thing
No.
Is, the thing is, there are multiple options. For instance, like one possibility is Apophis, which is a comet, an asteroid that is coming our way. That
That's-
is massive.
Have you seen the
absolutely
eventuality of that one?
unpredictable.
Have you seen the eventuality?
I have.
I'm sorry.
I understand. Like, it's either going to be like a super close pass that will like.
I was gonna say,
intersect the
like,
sun, or it's
guys,
gonna land
the
in the Pacific
eventuality
Ocean.
of that is so low.
But
Guys, do you remember when we said we were going to do this topic quick?
Right, quick,
No, I didn't say. I said let's have a chat about this.
Then,
okay,
Taz,
okay,
right,
quickly, like
round the room
how-
quickly. How are we going to end?
If like Tom is being.
Right, me.
I'm being
right.
a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Nuclear explosion. That's it. Done. We're
Oh,
all nuclear.
yes. Oh,
Right.
no. Okay,
Beth,
yes.
Beth?
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
We're more likely to wipe ourselves out
But
than
that's what
something
I'm
else
saying.
wipe
That's,
us
that,
out.
that's it. Right. So
Right,
Beth,
done.
I'm never going to die. So next question.
Wicked.
and the
Let's
brother
have a-
and the brother of the immortal person says,
Yeah. Let's take one from the community.
All right, okay, and wait. Before we do this, let's do this quick fire. Like everyone gets a response. Everyone jumps in, has a quick
one sentence each. One sentence each. One
sentence
sentence
each.
each.
I've got to say,
Let's
do
have
you
some- let's
realise
have some
how much
whiskey.
whiskey we've actually drank already? Like,
Shut up! It's my birthday.
shut up. Shut up, blood.
Right, this is from Hovis Kid. Talk about some of the most embarrassing things that have happened to you in your life so far.
Okay, let me just say, it's probably living with Hovis Kid. Because I
Who
have
is Hovis Kid?
I have a feeling it's my mate John. Yeah, all right, big ups, John.
And your
Love you,
bread,
dude.
yeast.
Haven't seen you for years.
Massif.
Hope your kids are doing well. You're the same age as me and have two of them at least. Jesus Christ.
It's all right, you've got a podcast.
Oh, God, I'm going to go slit my wrists.
Okay, one sentence. What are the most embarrassing
one
things that have happened
sentence,
to your
great.
life so far?
Do you know what? Let me start. Now, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember it, but I'm pretty sure I've got one more embarrassing than this. But here is my sentence. It is the time I got so fucked up that when I left a room, I blacked out, I fell against a door frame, cracked a rib, fell over, and pissed my pants.
Are you sure it's not the time?
No.
Oh, no, that is the time.
That is the time.
That is the time I remember.
Yep.
Yep, that was
Tom,
good.
I made we.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go further into this story in future episodes. I promise you. I promise you.
Who next?
In a kind of similar vein, because I don't think I get embarrassed when I feel like I've said something to someone that maybe I shouldn't have. Sorry, people are turning up to our house right now. I get embarrassed with I might have said something I shouldn't have, or might have made someone feel bad or stuff like that, but that's not really a catastrophic embarrassment. That's just an awkwardness. The one thing I was embarrassed by, my sense of direction sucks. And recently I went to my friend's house for a party and I couldn't actually find her house at all. I knew I wouldn't be able to find her house whatsoever. Not only was I chatted up by 2 people randomly, I'm not being egotistical, it was just a fucking rough area.
Get me, I'm fucking hot.
It was a rough area and they would have done it to a tramp. And so I was on the way there and I could not find her house, and she wasn't answering her phone because she was being the host of the party. I couldn't find her house, kept needing the toilet more and more and more, walking up and down. It was the middle of London, so I couldn't go anywhere and find a bush to wee in. I whizzed myself on the way to my friend's house, and the only person that picked up her phone was someone I'd never met, who met me at her front door with wipes and a change of clothes, and she was an angel.
Oh, bless.
But I was so embarrassed.
Now,
That's
as
pretty
sentences go, like, please consider, like, when written down, that would be literally
An essay.
Scattergunned with commas, semicolons.
I know, but I've
Okay,
So
one
you see in the
sentence is
editing.
one story. So,
But yeah, no, so that's me, that's Beth.
right. So,
As concise as you can make it, sir.
I was at boarding school. Started bad.
And you were fucked
There's
in the
the
arse.
sort of end of year story. So the end of year story, and there were alumni that were invited over to who used to be at the boarding house, and it was a kind of open performance thing that we had. Various people playing guitar and everything like that, and I just kind of like off the cuff turned up to the floor and said, I have a very good impression of the housemaster at the time. And I gave
Oh, dear.
a very accurate impression of what Trevor Chilton was like. But unfortunately, the entire room, greatly disliked any sort of slanderous or pseudo-slanderous sort of action towards Trevor Chilton. And it bombed so badly because I was doing an impression of someone that people loved hugely and they thought it was negative. It wasn't negative, but nevertheless, it was one of those defining moments. I was 13 years old.
And no one's forgiven you.
No, seriously, I've spoken to people now. I'm 35 and I was 13 at the time, and I've even spoken to Pete Hills, who I reminded him about the occasion, and that I'm now 35, and was like, that was bad. That was a bad moment.
As a couple, you suck at sentences.
I've said the whole evening.
I will actually be able to say this in one sentence. Living with Hovis Kid. Carry on.
Right, okay, so is that everyone? Or have you...
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, no, let's close this off, because, I mean...
No, let's just cut it off now.
Thank you very much for listening, everyone. This has been the Pot Topic Podcast. You can find us at Pot Topic Podcast on Twitter, at pottopicpodcast.com on the interwebs. You can also find me at headgrebo on Twitter. You can find Taran at...
I've got a Facebook page. Look for Taran Wilmore. Good luck spelling it.
Good luck, everyone. Right, Beth.
YouTube.com/Beth Ryan Music.
And you can find me at talanas.org, TALANAS.org.
Oh, I like it.
He may have said that before.
I may have said it a few times before.
We've had fun.
We have
Yes,
had
thank
fun.
you very much,
Let's go have
everyone,
some more
for-
fun without these guys.
Let's thank you, all the audience for enduring
thank you
us
so
for this period of time, because we haven't quite got down the format yet. We haven't
No.
quite got down the recording standards.
And give us some feedback.
Do you know what, Tom? Self-deprecation is not attractive. Let me just close off with this.
Miss Cilla Black.
I I hope that was
Perfect
picked up.
time.
Lovely.
I hope so.
Yeah, no. If you opted into this podcast because you thought we were going to be talking about pots, I'm really sorry.
We are really not a stoner podcast.
Crockery Monthly.
However, stay around because we will just carry on talking about shit.
Yay! We love you. Feedback and stuff like that. And next week,
Come
whatever.
to the website Facebook page.
That's it. And we've also got a Tumblr.
Shit.
But I'm not getting into that now. Fuck you. See you later. Thank you very much for listening. Good night. The music used in this episode was Meatball Parade by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. It's licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Please see the MP3 comment tag or show notes on pottopicpodcast.com for more information. One last sound test because I've turned all the levels up.
Should we laugh
So
really
we'll
loudly?
fucking talk, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now's the time to talk.
Suffer, bitch. Right. Next time we set this up, I'm getting monitoring headphones for every one of you fuckers. Because this is fucking painful. Does everyone know the clap rule, yeah?
Yeah. Hal has made a few movies before.
Yeah. If you need to cut something, fucking clap. Right. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Wow, I'm Coming Fired Out of a Fucking Cannon to the Topic Podcast.
Talk about Pig Too Soon.
Are you right, mate? Do you want to take that one again?
I think I will. And